quick and bring my butt back upstairs. April. All right, you done? Are you done? Hey, family. Now, y'all know. I see you, Queen. I sent you an invite. Y'all know. This is the Couch Conversation Show. 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 Now, Baltimore City. I don't know why, truth. I was getting ready to say, let's get ready to rumble. Now, let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Hey, Corey. Now,
how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Let me say this, family, and I'm talking on my other platform as well. But this is mainly for a lot of people on TikTok that I deal with. And I just want to say, please, stop inviting me up on your panel. If you the host, and me and the host got to argue, I do not like that. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where I come from. Y'all know what I do. I'm only going to share from a level of personal experience. I'm not like a lot of your people that comes up there that you allow content creators to do exactly what TikTok want us to do. Chaos and confusion. And you are with that. That's not me. And y'all know it. Y'all know when it comes to the Couch Conversation Show, it's about helping people heal, helping people put their life together. So I respect y'all. And I call y'all my nieces and I call y'all my nephews when I come up on your platform. And when you feel like you need to turn around and correct me for stuff that I say out my mouth, because you got people up there lying and talking about Adam and Eve and Prince George and all of that, rather than talking from their own level of personal experience, don't invite me up. I'm getting tired of it. And I've been trying to be nice lately, coming up on people's platforms, because I know it's not healthy. But I try to be nice and give you the love and the support. Don't invite me no more. I do my own streaming. I do my own community work, which a lot of y'all I know don't do it. Y'all always talking about what's going on in the community, what's happening in the community, but nobody coming up with solutions. And the moment Uncle Steve come up and I share about what we doing in Baltimore City to help turn a lot of this stuff around, it's like y'all don't want to hear it. And it's very disappointing. And then when y'all sit back and say the white man this and the white man that, no, that's your butt. So my thing is, don't invite me on your platforms no more if you feel like you need to correct me for what I do in the community. A lot of y'all know I'm an ordained deacon. A lot of y'all know I'm a recovering addict. A lot of y'all know I say I'm a minister for Christ, even though I was ordained deacon. A lot of y'all know I'm known as the big mouth bald-head black dude in Baltimore City because I speak out a lot. A lot of y'all know that, TikTok. Even TikTok itself knows about me as a community activist, as a human rights advocate, because they monitoring us. They know about me. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. They know the ones that fight against corruption, and they know the ones like a lot of y'all that support corruption, but act like you for the people. Y'all think Big Unc don't know that? Y'all think Big Unc is not familiar with that? And I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm saying this thing about, come on, Candy, about content creators. I put my life on the line for Baltimore City. The only thing I ask, if you in Chicago, you in Detroit, you in DC, you in Delaware, you in Philly, you in New York, and you know what's going on in y'all cities, because it's no different than what's going on in Baltimore City. My thing is, if you are real active in trying to turn a lot of the stuff around or slow it down, that's what I need to hear. I need to hear what you're doing to help people turn their lives around. What type of programs do you have? Or you're working with, I'm sorry. I can tell y'all about Communities United. I can tell y'all about the ACLU. I can tell y'all about the Innocent Project. I can mention names of people that works with the Innocent Project. I can tell y'all about people that's giving food back in the community, if not myself. Clothing, furniture, housing. I can't do it by myself, so I had to separate. I had to surround myself with God-fearing, like-minded people. And y'all know on TikTok, I talk about this all the time. I talk about it all the time. I can guarantee you, I look at my For You page, right? Maybe it's not the For You page, but I go into my page. I got about 5 or 10 invites of people that's just starting their live around the time I start my live. I can't go anywhere. After 8, once I'm finished at 8, then I can come and support you. But I'm getting to the point now, family, when I'm finished, I'm not going on nobody's platform. And I want the 2 ladies, not trying to be smart, I'm not going to throw your names out there. Please don't invite me no more. I'm thinking about blocking y'all. I'm not 40. I'm not 50. I'm not 30. I'm not 20. I'm 64 years old. I'm in granddaddy mode. So a lot of the stuff that y'all see at age 30 and 40, you only in your 40s. You ain't even 50 yet to understand what's going on for your 50s. But you want to tell somebody to travel through that road already. I ain't trying to be smart with y'all. But I just want to say this, and I try to keep an open mind. At 64 years old, what can you teach me? At 64 years old, I have grown children that have children. Actually, what can you teach me? I done lived those years. I done raised my family. I done retired. I started my own business. Community activist, human rights advocate, organizer, all that good stuff to help rebuild back up. Now, I'm not trying to be smart. I just want y'all to tell me, you in your 30s, you in your 40s, you in your 50s, You ain't even 60 yet. You haven't even reached retirement zone. And I'll keep an open mind, but what can you teach me? Want to teach me how to be a grandfather? Want to teach me how to be a foster care provider? Want to teach me how to be a mentor? And I'm not trying to be smart. These are things that I've done throughout the years. So I have some type of experience behind it. And what I try to do now, I ain't trying to go out there and reinvent the wheel. You get it? Why I'm going to go now at the age I am and try to start creating stuff when I should be really relaxing and enjoying my life now? And I guarantee you, you 60, you 70, you somewhere along this line, you'll understand every word I just said out my mouth. And got grandchildren. My oldest 18 years old, playing football. My son 23, wanted to be a professional soccer player. He's still playing. My youngest daughter 25 works in a law firm. What you gonna teach me? How to better educate my children? How to properly be a grandfather? And I ain't trying to be smart. I want you to teach me how to be a foster care provider. They taught me very well. So I still, because I'm old, Corey, I try to keep myself open. But I ask y'all, what can y'all do for me? I'm in retirement zone. I'm trying not to do a lot of that stuff that I broke my neck doing. Trying to do a million things at one time. I had to learn to step. Look, Corey, take a step at a time. Come on. I've been through all. It almost drove myself crazy. And I sit back, and when I watch other people, and it reminds me so much of me, I'll be like, oh my God, I remember being there. Because I know the footsteps it takes to become successful. I know the work that you have to put in to become successful. I talked with my brother the other day, Corey. He's 71. He said, Steve, I don't know how you do it. Run your pages. I got 14 social media platforms. Every day, I normally have to go through them to check messages, delete this, delete that. Then I have to run over to my website, see how many people came to visit that, see do I have any messages. Then I have to go over to my Google page, see how many people, Corey, came to visit the page, maybe left me information to call or whatever. And sometimes, Corey, like when we was talking a little bit earlier, that mess kind of wear me out. But like I was telling Corey, guess what? I ain't giving up. And everything me and Corey was talking about, family. And that's why I invited Corey over. Corey is doing everything, working with the youth. But what I admire the most is not just your regular youth that's living with their mothers and fathers, stuff like that. But she talking about the homeless youth. I'm like, wow. You don't meet a lot of people, Corey. And I can tell you straight out that actually work with our homeless youth. Corey said something to me too, right? Since I've been on this road of recovery, Corey, I shared meetings in places like Shepherd Pratt. So I went to speak with our babies, and I asked Corey, because I always talk about some of them was 8, 9, 10, using stuff. And I said, Corey, how old do they normally be? What you say?
Excuse me, 8 and 9 years old. 8 and 9 years old.
So do y'all think, and that's why I wanted Corey to come. So when y'all hear me talk about our babies caught up at a young age, why I started the Teen Talk Show, giving our youth a voice, then it hit me. It's the parents that has to listen to their children to actually get them the proper help they need. And I'm so amazed at a lot of y'all, right? And I got to watch this for TikTok, because I don't want TikTok to shut me down because they feel like I'm harassing y'all. It's a shame when you got grown-ups that haven't dealt with their own childhood traumas. That's what helps me to understand Corey, why a lot of them ain't dealing with their own, be their children, helping their children. That's why I say out my mouth. And the thing that tripped me out with this, that just popped in my head, a lot of grown-ups don't even know they have teen talk shows out here. I said, oh my God. I did not know y'all was that close-minded. You know where to call and talk about you and this and that and all that bull junk, but you didn't even know there are programs to help your children heal as well. But you can get on the phone and call your girlfriends and your cousins, and he said, she said, that said, this said. But when it comes to your own, y'all are lost. And I was on the platform with 8 people the other day, Corey. I was number 8. And I don't mean no harm to none of y'all, Mr. Petty. Let me make sure I'm saying the right one. No, we was on, I think, Malaya's platform. And you was one of the 2 of them, nephew, your blockhead, talking about you work in the community. Make me come to Philly and kick your butt. Now, I hope you listen to this too. I like picking with them, Corey, because I know his heart in the right place, and I know he mean well. But Big Unc know you full of crap too, bro. I just listen to what you say compared to what we do. Listen to what I just said. I know just what you say compared to what we do. See, I be looking for the solutions, nephews. I be looking hoodie Jedi. You show pictures of you working with the youth, being a soccer coach. I needed to see that because I realized you real. You get me, Corey?
Yes, sir.
And then I realized you wasn't just working with the young boys. Looked like you had a few girls on the soccer team. And I'm like, look at this right here. See, a lot of us are so good, Corey, at talking a good game. But sometimes you have to show people you about it. And this is what Lisa Pierce on LinkedIn told me. She said, Mr. Copeland, people hear what you're saying. They need to see what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And it hit me. My actions got to match my words. You know? So I'm going to tell y'all, when Corey called, when me and Corey talked, I called Corey and still going to call Corey my super hero. Because everything Corey is doing and trying to do is where Big Uncle is at. I understand, I'm going to say the financial part of the stumbling block and all that too. Financial part of it, you know. And I was sharing with Corey that once I get a better understanding, because she get ready to put on an event, once I get a better understanding of what's happening, the goal is to see how we can get some people to help her as well. That I know that's doing stuff. And basically she needs all of their love and support because she's on the ground. And like I was telling Corey, I'm older now, so I can't be out there like I used to. So I'll pop up here and there, and this is my way too of putting the messages back out. Because I have no problem when certain things happen. I will show up in the community. When the Arab guy got on the live, I went down Pennsylvania Avenue. When the other guy was PPU'd by the police, I went down Pennsylvania Avenue. When they pulled the fentanyl, the Fenny in the community, right? I got a phone call. I went over to Pennsylvania North. I said, y'all mother blockers. Because it was a setup. I already know that. Right in that specific area. But it was people that brought stuff from it, that lived in the county, that lived other places. So they had to branch it out because some of them went home. They didn't pass, but they overdose. I got 2 things of Narcan. The lady handed to me. I said, I don't want it. I'm a recovering addict, and I understand the importance of it. Don't get it wrong. But I'm like, no, because I know y'all had this stuff sitting in the warehouse somewhere because people wasn't overdosing as much. So y'all needed to throw something out to find out later, Be More City, that the mayor's office got $460 million to support it. And once again, Corey, y'all mother suckers. But I understand. Not all. Some of them jobs is to keep our people enslaved and oppressed. You can call it depressed. You can call it locked up. You can call it bondage. You can call it what you want. I already know what they're doing, Corey. And the cycle with us, because we have an open mind, is to come up with ways and means to slow a lot of it down. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Like I was sharing with Corey, they got a job to do. We got a job to do. And our goal is to help fight against that system. That's all. That's all. And help bring changes about. But now I wanted to share a little bit, Corey, just from where I'm at. But now I want you to expand on this too. Being obedient to your calling. Being obedient to your calling. If you know deep down in your heart, deep down in your soul, deep down in your spirit, that God has called you to go back. And I love the way this Hebrew Israelite explained it to me. Almost got beat up too. He said that when we was over to prison, I let him hold my Bible. He said that Christ came back to redeem them, so they know about Christ. They know his purpose. Y'all keep listening to these people. He said God came back. Christ came back to redeem them back to the Father, not us. I said, what? You mean to tell me anything? But when I started reading it back when Moses told God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, I said, let my people go, right? When I started reading back into it, I understood where he was coming from. That the goal was for Christ to come back to redeem the Hebrew Israelites back to the Father. But some kind of way as time went on, it switched to all that believes in him. That's what saved him. And I I let him still study with my Bible. Because I was going to take that sucker. You don't tell me Christ ain't, But it opened up my mind to understand the setup Corey. The same way when I started looking at Pharaoh and me and somebody was talking about how addiction as well tends to enslave and oppress the people. You get it? Because they caught up. It's running their life. Somebody said, that's the Pharaoh. I said, oh my God. And it helped me to go back and look at this court. And that was during the time I told you 3 years ago. They set me away in a room and sent, y'all know they kidnapped me and hid my pretty tail over the prison, right? I had to watch it because that was the first time, Corey, in my life I ever been around a bunch of men, just men all alone. And they had to teach me how to use the bathroom. I mean, they ain't hold me or nothing. They just told me, Mr. Copeland, flush while you peeing and stuff like that, right? I know. Well, they taught me, they taught me a lot because I'm OG. And I just want to say this to a lot of our young men over there. Thanks for respecting OG, But this is when I went back and God took me to Genesis, straight to Revelations, and showed me that I'm walking in the footsteps, Corey, and I'm not just talking about me, of some great people, men and women. And I got to do that because y'all think God didn't use women too throughout scripture. Stop your bull crap. So what he showed me, you're walking in the footsteps of some great people. And when I looked at Moses, right, and I realized Moses said he had a stuttering problem, so he sent Aaron with Moses. I got a 10th grade education. Well, 9th, actually. I came out in the 10th. So I got a 9th grade education, but I'm not done by far. Let's make that clear. Okay? And I like saying that to embarrass some of y'all that has your PhDs and your CDRs and your whatever. I like saying it because I know where I'm at with it. Personal experience. When God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, let my people go, what I started seeing, God told me to go tell those organized religion and politicians to let my people go. They are the same. They create laws and ways and means to keep the people oppressed, suppressed, depressed, enslaved. Did y'all know that? So now he's bringing me on up. And I got to watch this because TikTok blocked my video that I posted. And I said something to TikTok, and I'm going to do this again. In scripture, it says that Pharaoh told the midwives, all the firstborn black males, take them out. Take them out. And I told TikTok, I said, you need to understand scripture. Because I wasn't saying nothing that was wrong. It's in there. So the video I sent over, they blocked. I said, okay. And I went to dispute it. They fix it where you can't dispute now. But the thing with that is, that helped me to understand what's going on with our young black man. The goal is to try to get rid of as many as you can before they start getting to that age or point of being able to become fathers. Take them down. Let me make sure I get it right, because I don't want to say post-traumatic slavery, right? That part too. But now, when I say this right here, I beginning to understand. I begin to understand the prison, the school to prison pipeline. I said, oh, because the thing is, if you don't properly educate our young men, what they gonna do? Start committing crimes, start hustling, start finding ways and means to make money if they can't make it legally. Now, mind you, Corey, at first I wasn't saying all of this. So now I understand it was a reason, Corey, we was talking about it, for me to go there. And it was a reason for me to wake up every day at 7 o'clock and sit at that table and read through the Bible. And as I was walking through the Bible, God started showing me in Nehemiah's stories, Isaiah's story, Jeremiah's story, David's story. Y'all heard me talk about Moses, and God showed me that you're walking in the footsteps of Moses. But guess what? I'm in today's time dealing with the politicians, dealing with the powers that be, your kings. What was Pharaoh? Your rulers. And then what I started realizing, Corey, that's just my stuff. Pharaoh was a city, it wasn't an individual. But now, that's what I started saying. I know first thing I looked at Pharaoh was a king, a ruler, stuff like that, right? But then I had to look at not just Pharaoh. Pharaoh couldn't control them by themselves. He couldn't enslave them by themselves, so it had to be a group of them. Same way they doing it today. Y'all want to go back to 1619. When God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, I said, let my people go. What happened in 1619? They repeated what was done back in the days. Right? Come on. When your eyes become open to what's going on around you, either you're going to fight. See what I put up? Being obedient to your spiritual calling. Either you're going to fight against that system, that systematic system that's enslaving and oppressing his people, or you're going to run. It's only two ways to go. Either you're going to fight for righteousness and what is right, or you're going to be a part of the corruption. That's why I made that prompt. Being obedient to your spiritual calling. See, a lot of y'all like to talk a good game. I became obedient once I got clean and realized I've been had a life on my call. I mean, a calling on my life. I was running from it. Now that I'm walking in my calling, and the goal is to encourage and empower others that has a vision, that God has given a vision, God has given a dream, that God has empowered to walk in it, to do it. That's the only reason why I come on here and run off in my mouth. That's the only reason why I'm in the community. But I can't be a part of the corruption that's going on in the community, because he brought me out of it. And to turn around and repeat the same behaviors being clean. And what I found out too, Corey, anytime you know a person doing the right things, rather than you encouraging them and empowering them and look, keep doing what you're doing, y'all rather pull them down. Y'all will say stuff to dim their spirit, to hurt their feelings. Oh, he letting his ego and his pride. Look at what you be saying. But it's the white man. It's the white man. And I look at y'all and I listen to y'all. It's the white man. No, it's you that's discouraging and calling on your people or talking against your people. And when I say that, it makes me think about that tree. Everybody else got a tree up with somebody holding their hand out to pull them up, to help them up. Our tree, you pulling them down. And if you can see that for yourself, it's not to respond to it. It's to do different. That's all we saying. But we is quick to beat each other down for standing up and doing what is right. And then y'all want to call us names like, I'm going to say Moonwalker, Coon. I was called a porch Negro. I'm like, huh? I had to look at what it was. It was an elderly lady on the porch in the swing. I said, yeah, I'm an Negro. But they did it to insult me. They said it to insult me. I was called Uncle Ruckus. I'm like, huh? Who's an Uncle Ruckus? I had to look up who's Uncle Ruckus. Now, I heard about Uncle Tom and them, right? And this came from black people. Oh, that's what a white man called you? No. Because if they call me one, I'm going to say, ya-hum, ya-hum-hum. I remember when Richard Pryor said that. Honky, try me. But guess what? These insults, like I was telling Corey early today, I didn't know until I talked with Lady J. She said, do you know you considered as the most hated man in Baltimore City? I'm like, what?
And I think that's because getting down to fixing our youth, what the problem is, and what the politics try to cover up so much. If we bring our youth up as the next soldiers behind us, it will make the politicians lose so much money. Because if we all as black people together come together and uplift each other, it's trouble. It's trouble. But in the meantime, we're hurting our youth, and the black race is going to be considered and seen as bad, negative. And it makes me upset because most of the black people out here that can help these youth, that have money that they could help these youth with, they turn their nose up. Oh, it ain't my kid out there doing it, so I don't care. But that one kid that you wouldn't help is the kid that will rob your children.
Keep talking. Come on, Corey.
There's no sincerity in our neighborhoods no more. People just don't care as long as it's not their kids, but they're all our children. All of them are all our children. And the more that we ignore what the real problem is, kids coming from broken homes, kids that have been molested, children that has been abused, given to the foster care system, still getting abused, they become traumatized adults, as myself. So if we don't get to the root of it, of helping them mentally, instead of having all these outreaches that's using it just for money and not really helping these kids, you're throwing damaged kids back into the world. And they feel like they don't have nothing else to cling to but the big brother on the street, or to go make a quick $500 in a day instead of working a regular job and getting $1,000 a week. It's all about principles and teaching them back to when our ancestors, before even my time, that was working every day in Baltimore City, taking care of their children. The next door neighbor used to help take care of their children while they at work. Now we got parents leaving 10-year-olds and 8-year-olds to watch 3-year-olds while they at work because they don't have no help. It's not just for the teens. You got to take care of the parents' mental health so they can take care of their children's mental health. Because all it is just change that's coming from generational curse after generational curse after generational curse. Nobody's making a change, but everybody is complaining. And don't nothing get done with that. Our kids need more love than anything right now. You can look into a child drug dealer on the streets and you talk to them and you ask them, and I have, up Park Heights, I asked them, what made you go to this? I had to feed my family. There's no reason why a child, a teenager, should have to try to go out here and feed their family and then get stuck in the world. And it's a lot of resources out here for families. But we got to stick to it. You got to stay on that route and don't give up when depression comes. Don't give up when it seems like there's no way out. You got to keep praying. You got to keep fasting. Because there's a lot of people out here that believe that God is not there, but he is. And a lot of people shy away from it because our families was Bible thumpers, and they beat us with the Bible and judging us and pointing your finger, oh, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. God is the final judge. And I think that a lot of people miss that. They'll point their fingers at you and tell you what you're doing wrong as if behind closed door they're walking the right way. Everybody has something going on. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, is life. But if we're going to do something about anything, we got to do something about the kids that's coming up behind us. Because a lot of them don't know. And a lot of them don't know there's resources out here for them.
Right.
A lot of the parents don't know there's resources out here for them. Because it's not always broadcast. And if you can't take care of the mental, nothing else is going to work. Because your brain controls the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move. And we can't just turn our back on these kids because we didn't have them or because they look like they destructive. They're destructive for a reason. They come from broken homes, taking care of their siblings. They going through trauma while trying to raise their brothers and sisters. While their parents is probably out here that's addicted to something that we had never touched. So we can never say that we have experienced what they have experienced. They were broken. We have broken kids out here on the street doing whatever because nobody cares. We complain, but we don't care.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest mistake that we as people in Baltimore City, we as parents, we as black people make. You can't judge these kids. You got to try to help them and understand where they come from. That's the main, you have to understand where they coming from. They have to have a voice. That's why I was grateful that Mr. Copeland opened up the show for teens to say how they feel. Because what we do forget is, yes, we out here working hard to take care of our kids. Yes, we out here breaking our backs to take care of our kids. We know you tired and you hurt and you don't know what else to do, but you got to remember your kids are watching you. So they're stressed out too, but they can't say it to you because you already stressed out. They have feelings, they have thoughts. And when you bypass that and you don't pay attention to it, they become reckless just as well as you becoming reckless as a parent. Oh, I'm going to slap you and beat you because that's the way I was taught. No, you don't have an opinion as a child. When you get an opinion, when you get grown and get your own stuff. But then yet you don't know why you working every day and the police come take you off your job because your son done killed somebody. It's all, it's a world. It all goes around, but we can be that change. We can be that person. If we only save one family, one child at a time, you don't know what life you're saving by helping. You don't know the next life that you're saving on the streets by helping. They need love and compassion and understanding. And we have to put that back into the community because nobody else is, because they feel like it's not their problem. But it's your problem once they rob you trying to get food to feed their siblings and trying to feed their family because their parents is addicted. We got to look at the bigger picture. It's not just about us. It's not. We got to save them because nobody is trying to save them. They're trying to convict them, throw them in jails, get a GED and send you right back out on the street. But who took care of the mental part of your mind?
Mm-hmm.
To get you ready to be back out on the street in the world. Because it's so easy to be locked up for a year and come home and still do the same thing. Because nobody was mentally working on you, taking care of the childhood trauma or the trauma that you went through as a child or a young adult. You just sending me out there to lose all over again. So that's really all I got to say about it.
You know what? I'm gonna say your name, Queen. Kia. I wish you was right here just now, because I was on her platform yesterday, and the reason why I go on Kid's platform is because she shared a little bit about like what we should do as far as giving the children attention. Come on up, Common Sense. And that's what brought me to her page. And I was talking about, you know, the love and all of that, raising my children, being a major part of their lives and stuff like that. And she brought to my attention that I share my personal stories too much. I said, what? And now I thought you was about it, sis. Just what she said is how you started your show. With Corey. Corey just, look, they was talking about like healing. Do y'all realize these people didn't know why people was going through certain things? I said childhood trauma. Most of the people that can't have peace, hey C-Trey, in their life right here and now is because of the childhood trauma. And they haven't done nothing to like deal with those issues. And everything Corey just said, I wish you would bring your butt over here, because y'all put up prompts and you got a person right here that can tell you straight out, because it act like y'all don't understand nothing I say, can tell you straight out what's going on, mainly with our younger generation and why our parents now run from really helping their children. Why some of them is caught up on smugs, why they caught up in alcohol, why they doing what they doing, and the children are being more of the parents than the parents. Everything Corey just said is what I talk about. That's why I told Corey, you remind me so much of me. Come on, Corey. Come on.
Man, they don't understand that, you know, we're in the times right now with that guy being in office where we have to get our children ready.
You got it?
Like, we have to get them ready for battle, because life is going to eat them alive, because they even trying to strip our rights right now. So, like, right now, I feel like I can't tell somebody something that I haven't been through. These kids don't want to talk to nobody that was given money and walking with a silver spoon. They don't want to know that.
Right.
They want to know how you got hurt. What is the trauma that you went through? How can you tell me something and you ain't never been through it? That doesn't make sense. I would rather somebody tell me, oh, I was molested just like you. Let's sit down and talk about it. These kids not open to telling people how they feel, because most of them are ashamed and embarrassed. Because once you tell somebody what you've been through, they don't do nothing about it. It's just like I'm reading an open book, but I'm not reading the book. Like, you cannot play these youth outreach savers and you really not helping them, because you damaging them even more, and it's hard for them to trust us. And people like Mr. Copeland, it's harder for them to trust us. They open up to us, and we really trying to help them.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, it's playing the game with fire. And to go back to what he said about Pharaoh, and God sent them and said, let my people